My drawings have become more realistic after making this one change. Let me show you what I did and the 10 tips I recommend. Make this one change to add realism to your drawings. So what are the benefits? They can create a jet black matte finish, highlights features, adds mood and expression, defines textures and detail, and creates depth directing the viewer's focus. I'm talking about the Staedtler Mars Lumograph black pencils. These are a game changer. I'm going to use the 8B and 2B pencils for this demonstration. Let's start at the beginning. This is a drawing of my son I had previously drawn using graphite pencils. And while I was able to push some of the darks, you'll see how much further I can push them using Lumograph Mars black pencils. I will talk later in this video about the benefits of them and also give you my top 10 tips when applying the pencils to your drawings. I will focus only on one side of the drawing at first so you can see the difference. Then I will continue finishing the other side. Contrast plays a crucial role in drawing a portrait. When drawing a portrait, shadows help define the contours of the face, such as the cheekbones, jawline, and nose, making the face appear more lifelike. It helps to separate the subject's key characteristics from the rest of the face, enhancing the likeness of the person. The level of contrast can significantly impact the mood or emotional tone of a portrait. 10 tips adding Mars Lumograph black pencils. Tip number 1. Sharpen regularly. A well-sharpened pencil allows for more precise and controlled strokes by using a manual sharpener or a knife to gently expose the lead. Use a sharpener that doesn't break the lead easily and try to keep a long, fine point for fine details. Tip number 2. Layering for depth. These pencils respond well to layering. Start with lighter tones and progressively build up darker tones. Use a blending stump or tortillon to smooth transitions between layers and enhance depth. A tissue can also be great to use, which we'll talk about later. Tip number 3. Avoid smudging. The rich black graphite can smudge easily, so use a clean piece of scrap paper under your hand while drawing or keep your hand elevated. If you must rest your hand on the paper, try using a parchment or tracing paper under your palm to reduce direct contact with the drawing. You can also use an art glove, which I mainly use in my drawings. Tip number 4. Select the right grade. Start with an HB pencil for general sketching and then switch to a 2B or 4B pencil for shading light to mid-tones, while a 6B or 8B pencil for shading richer, darker tones, shading in the pupil or deep shadowed areas. These pencils have a high proportion of carbon to produce a jet black matte finish. Tip number 5. Blend with a tissue for a smoother shade. Blending with a tissue can help achieve a smoother, more even shade. A tissue can absorb excess pigment without disrupting the layers beneath, leading to a smoother, more seamless finish. It can help soften harsh lines or edges, resulting in a natural gradient or transition. Tip number 6. Vary the stroke. Use different strokes to create texture, depth, and variety. You can apply hatching, cross-hatching, or even circular motions to build up tones in your drawing. For smoother transitions, experiment with gradients by applying varying pressure as you draw. Tip number 7. Give extra pressure when stroking in dark hairs, the pupils, and deep dark shadows. You want these darker areas to be less patchy and uneven. Applying extra pressure helps smooth these areas out, creating a uniform, seamless dark shade. Tip number 8. Keep pencils clean. Graphite and carbon dust can accumulate on the sides of your pencils and your workspace. Keep your pencils clean by wiping them occasionally to avoid transferring excess carbon onto your artwork. Use a soft brush to remove dust or crumbs that might settle on your paper or drawing surface. Tip number 9. Use a light touch. The Mars Lumograph black pencils produce a very dark line, so applying light pressure helps maintain control and create subtle gradients. Tip number 10. Give extra pressure when erasing. Black shades or dark colors are usually more intense and pigmented. Applying extra pressure helps ensure that the eraser effectively lifts these pigments off the surface, making it easier to create highlights or lighter areas. I hope you give the Staedtler Mars Lumograph black pencils a try in your drawings. I think you'll be very impressed and you'll notice a huge difference in your drawings. Let me know in the comments below if you have tried them or if you're planning on trying them. I hope you enjoyed this video and will subscribe to my channel.